We all recognize that our hair changes as we age. But why?
Hair is made out of keratin, the same protein that makes up your fingernails, animal hooves, claws, and feathers.
It's the second fastest growing tissue in your body after bone marrow.
But as beautiful as hair may look, it's all dead. The only part of your hair that's alive is still inside the epidermis of your scalp.
And while you probably have heard that your hair continues to grow after you die, this isn't true. It just seems that way because your flesh and skin contract.
Hair grows about a centimeter per month, meaning that the gross product of your head in any given year is about 10 miles of hair. The record for the longest uncut hair belongs to a Hindu holy man in the late 1940s, whose locks were estimated at a whopping 23 to 26 feet. Your hair color is all due to a pigment called melanin. This is the same pigment that gives humans their unique and beautiful skin tones. And it's also a contributing factor in your eye color.
If you're from Scandinavia, it's not that you have no melanin as compared to, say, someone from Burkina Faso, but rather the amount and type of melanin and how it's distributed throughout your body. The only people with little to no melanin in their bodies are albinos, but I'm getting off topic.
As we age, the hair follicles that produce melanin make less and less of it, and for most people, graying begins somewhere around 35, about the time your hair is at its densest. It starts at the temples and then radiates to the top of the scalp. And facial hair on men generally starts graying at the chin and then radiates up the jawline.
Oh, and here's another reason to quit smoking if you haven't already. Smoking greatly speeds up the graying of your hair.
The other thing that happens as we age is that our hair thins out. Not just overall, but even individually. The diameter of an individual hair reduces in size as you age, which reduces its tensile strength. Each strand of your hair can support about 100 grams of weight. That's stronger than a copper wire with the same diameter. At your head's fullest, you have between 100,000 and 150,000 individual hairs on your head, meaning you can support the equivalent of 2 adult elephants. An individual hair is made up of many protein strands and remains on your head for anywhere between 2 and 7 years.
When it falls out, and you generally lose between 50 and 100 hairs each day, another one replaces it. This happens about 20 times over your lifetime.
But as you age, it happens less and less, thanks to a decrease in the production of testosterone, eventually leading to baldness.
Another reason is because you put your hair through a lot. UV radiation, the chemicals found in hair products, wind, humidity, you name it. It all weathers your hair, and the older you get, the more fragile it becomes.
If you are of African descent, you are more likely to go bald than those of European descent. But if you really want to keep your hair, you should have been born in Asia. Those of Asian descent tend to have thicker, fuller hair that stays that way a lot longer and grays a lot later than anyone else on the planet.
It all goes back to genes.
Another aggravating part of aging for men is that as your hair abandons the top of your head, coarser hairs suddenly start to emerge in your eyebrows, nose, and ears.
This phenomenon is not exclusive to men, though it's much less dramatic for women, given that they have much less testosterone in their bodies.
This is not, however, new hair. It's been there all along. It was just fine and downy, the sort of really light hair that covers all of your body. And just a reminder, human beings are great apes, and we have the exact same amount of hair on our bodies as a gorilla or a chimpanzee. But the vast majority of human hair is short, light, and very fine. In puberty, testosterone causes much of this hair to darken and thicken up, but as men get older, less testosterone means less hair, except, all too often, in the places we least want it, which is why that pesky eyebrow, nose, ear, or even back hair suddenly bolts everywhere. Women generally notice new, annoying facial hair during menopause. It's not that they're getting any more testosterone, but rather testosterone levels are staying the same while estrogen levels decrease.
Other random hair facts.
The most common hair color is black, and the rarest is red. Just 1% of the world's population has natural red hair. While blonde may seem a lot more common, only 2% of the world's population is naturally blonde. If you swear your hair is longer after a shower, it's not your imagination. wet hair can stretch up to 30% its normal length. And scientists can use hair to determine roughly where a person lived, what the bearer last ate or drank, and what medicine or drugs might have been in their body.
And lastly, if you grew up hearing that baldness is inherited from your maternal side, the truth is that the potential for baldness can come from either side of the family. Stay curious, my friends.